As you can see in the previous video, we have worked with the comment implementation. If we write this is my first comment and just post comment, and we can see the comment in real time. And we have another comment, suppose second comment, and if we post it, we can see all of those things here. And if we just check into our database, if we go to refresh this in the comments, we have seen all the comment and they are in the descending order. And we have the post ID as the reference, which post ID these comments are referring to. And now we need to work with our reply system. As you can see, it is empty, there is nothing, but we have to implement the reply feature. If we click on this, it opens up. So this is the thing that I have already completed, but when we click on this reply button, it should add comment, it should add reply to particular this comment. Okay, suppose second comment, and it should contain all the details. And we already calculated the total discussion that we have, which is the total number of comments in the previous video as well. So in this video, we're going to work with a lot of things, this total discussions count, including the replies, adding reply, deleting reply, and much more. And comment controller, if we go there, and if we go to comment model, as you can see, these are the features that we have: post ID, username, comment, replies. And the replies have username, we need a comment ID, which comment ID it is referring to, and the actual reply given by the user from the client, and the symbol created at the current timestamp. So if I go to the comment route, here we need to create one more route, which is router.putRequest. I will show you why it is put request. At first, we need to go to particular comment, and it should be comment, because we need to reply on particular comment, because comment is the parent and it will hold several or multiple replies. So first we need to go into this particular comment ID, which I'm gonna add our reply, and here we can write reply. So this is our route name, and this is dynamic comment ID that will pass from the route parameter. Okay, so this is the dynamic routing. So we need to go to our comment, and here we're gonna write add reply. Okay, add reply, and this is the functionality then we need to create. And then we need to go to the comment controller, and here we can just copy everything, and here we can paste it, add reply. Okay, so first we need to go to the comment ID. Okay, so this is the comment underscore ID. So we'll get it from request.params.comment ID, simple. And this is coming from this routes comment ID. You can just copy this thing. This is the most secure way to do this, and just paste it. Okay, we're getting the comment from the request.params. Now what we need to do, we need to just find the comment. So how can we do that? Just remove it. So if comment ID, just write if comment ID is there, then what we can do, find the comment ID, then we need to generate a reply object. Okay, so this is the thing that we need to push in the put request. So what it should be done, it should be let reply is equals to, and reply needs some information. If we go to our comment model, it needs username, comment ID, reply. Okay, this is the required field: username, comment ID, and reply. So let me go there. So first we need the comment ID, and this should come from this request.params.id. we save it in comment underscore ID. So this should be our actual comment ID, where I'm gonna add this reply object to. Okay, so then we need a username, and it should come from request.body.username. If request.body.username is not there, just give me my name or your name, whatever, if user doesn't find this thing. Okay, you can do it, or it's up to you. And this is a very good type check. And then we have the reply, the actual reply that will come from request.body.reply. So these are the three important information we need for a reply. We need whoever replied to this particular comment, and the comment ID that we are replying to, and actually our reply from the user. These two, all the information coming from the client side. Now what we need to do, we need to just put this information into our client. So what we can do, we can write await comment dot find. We need to find the comment by its ID and update. So that's why we have to do it in a put request. We're gonna find the comment and update some property, because reply, if we go to our comment model, this reply is actually an array of object. It contains all the objects in a particular array format, because all the replies that we are adding should go into particular array. Okay, and it is a property of comment schema. Okay, so one of the property is this replies. So we need to update this thing. So how we can do this? Comment.find by id and update, and what it takes whichever comment I want to update. So our comment ID is underscore ID. If we go to MongoDB, as you can see, this is the ID you're accessing, or which comment we are adding this reply to. We need to find that. So we're finding this comment by its ID, and which ID that is matched with this request.params.comment ID. Okay, very simple. Then we need one more property, which is second bracket push. So push is a format that we can add some object into an array using push. Make sure your data structure should contain array property like this. Okay, if we go to comment model, this reply is an array object, and as you can see, this reply property is an array. So you need to have this kind of property to work with this. So if you go to the comment controller, and here you will have your replies, and another format, which is here you're gonna use your field name and property. Your field name is replies. Okay, and in the replies, what you need to put, this created reply. Okay, so this replies is coming from our comment model replies, and add this data, right? So this will work just fine without any issues. And make sure you add new is equals to true. New is equals to true. Okay, so that's fine, and I'm gonna save it as const new comment because it is now updated, or one of the property of the comment is updated, because we are going to find the comment by its ID that is given by the comment ID request.params.id, and we find the comment and we need to update its property replies using the push method. We're going to put some value reply into the replies array. Okay, and it is really nice, and it would be added, and just send this response new comment. Now we need to work with the front end, so let's check it out. And before that, we need to export it. Add reply, simple, and make sure it is done. And you need to go to comment route and just write add reply, and as you can see, it is imported from comment controller.js. Now we need to go to /comment id /reply and make sure it is a put request. So we are going to comments API, and here we're going to work with this and paste it. So let me copy this thing from the comment route. This is very important. And now we need to go to our front end and comments API. Here we're going to implement it. So here we're going to add reply, simple. And here we need a comment ID, okay, and the data given by the user. So these are the two information we need. And in the URL params, I can copy this /comment/ and comment ID and /reply. So this should be dynamic. Comment ID, remove everything. This should be comment ID, which we are adding this reply to, and this is the information that is given by the user from the front end side or the UI component, because this is an API component, which is obviously from the RTK query, and this is the invalidated text comment. So I think it should work really fine. And I have talked about all the things like invalidated text, what it does, and the provide text. Basically, this invalidated text, when we add something, your database is adding some data, it should revalidate the cache so that we can get the latest comments or reply instantly. Now let me check that it works or not, and make sure it is a put request. Okay, it should be put request, and make sure it is a put request. Now it should work. Okay, and let me check it. If we go to add reply mutation, it should use add reply mutation, and make sure it is a mutation because we are putting some information into the database based on some particular ID. So it is very important. So now we need to go to our client side, post detail. We have all the comments, as you can see, we have all the comments. Here we need to go to each comment card, and here we see all the comment username created at our user, and then we have a reply, but then we have another input form that we can add our reply, and we are getting it from e.target.value and setting this value. And in the top we see this is the thing that we are using to get the value from the user. And when we click this button, this reply button box should pop up, as you can see. That's why we add that. And then we're gonna add a submit reply functionality, e.prevent default, and here we're gonna add our feature. So before that we need to get one more thing, which is add reply that we have just created. And is loading, here we can write use add reply mutation, and we call it use add reply mutation. And here after that you can write is loading, is error, or is success. And this is the function add reply, which is very important. And here we're gonna pass all of our data. First data is comment ID. So how can we get the comment ID here? We can get the, as you can see, we have the access of this comment property as a props. So, and if we go to our post detail, as you can see, we have passed all the comment into the comment card. And now in the comment card or this portion, we get the access of particular comment ID. So you can write comment, which is underscore ID, comment dot underscore ID, because in the MongoDB it is underscore ID. Then in the data property we need to pass this thing as well, because we need that. And we need username, which is comment dot username, or you can write authenticated username. And I just keep it simple admin. But in case you in your application you will add your authenticated username, who actually the user who is authenticated can add his own name or Gmail or email, whatever, okay, or username based on it. And then we need the reply, and this is the actual reply that we got from the user. And this reply is actually this reply. Okay, this is the property and this is the actual value. This is the property actual value, this is the property. So this is the property of we need to make sure we add a comment in the backend, because in the backend we have already showed that these are the three information that we must have if we want to build a comment reply system. I think this should work now fine. And we're gonna set reply to empty after it is done. Okay, I think it should work just fine. And yeah, it should add some data there. Refresh, and in the second comment, this is our first reply done. Okay, I think it's added. If we just refresh it, and this is our okay, it is working just fine. We are adding onto this comment, and its ID is 269. Reply first reply done, created add, and username is this thing. And this is a particular ID of the reply, which is also very important if you want to delete it. Okay, so we get everything we need. It is complete, it is successful. So now we need to show this is second reply. Okay, this is second reply, it is also added. Now we need to get this information. So how can we get this information? So this is the part where I'm gonna get every information. Here we're gonna go to particular comment, because in each comment we will get all the replies. So here we're gonna do this. If comment dot replies dot if dot length is greater than 0 or equals to 0. Equals to 0 means there is one reply into this particular comment ID. We have only one reply. But if it is greater than 0, then we have multiple replies. So in both the cases we need to do this. We need to just map through this. Comment dot replies dot map, and it should be reply and index. And here I'm gonna return reply. Okay, so reply is another our component. As you can see, we added this, and here we're gonna pass this reply. Reply, very simple, and key is equals to reply underscore ID, because each of the reply has their underscore ID, but that's why you don't need any index here. And in the reply we should get this reply, and its username, and is reply, and what about the reply, and these are the thing that we need, I think. Okay, let me check. Okay, so these replies are there. So we have done this finally. It is completed, and now we need to work with our delete functionality. So before that, we need to make sure we add this, reverse this. Okay, so whichever replies are on the last, it should be on the top. Now we need to sort our replies because the second reply should be on the top. So this thing we need to work with a little bit in the backend as well. So if we go to the comment controller here, so when we get this comment, actually this thing should fire. Okay, so how can we do that? You need to do a lot of customization into that. So here we are getting all the comments. On the comments, find all the comment where post ID is equals to the post ID that we have passed, and we sorted the comment. So okay, so that's why we see the second comment on the top. So we are getting it, but in this case we need to sort. We need to sort comment and replies both. So how can we go to the replies? So this is the important feature. Simply let replies, we need to go to comments, and we should map it, each comment. Suppose each comment is like that. We need to go to each comment, and here we need to return c.replies .reverse. Okay, we need to reverse all the replies in a particular comment. So when we're gonna reverse? If c.replies.length is greater than or equals 0, each comment's replies.length is greater than 0. So when we're gonna revert it? When we have multiple replies, but in the beginning we have only one replies, as you can see. But when we have multiple replies, then we need to reverse it. So in that case, if it is true, then we need to reverse it. Otherwise, we don't need to reverse it. Just give us empty error. Okay, so this is the logic that we have to add. So then we're gonna get let new comments. New comments should be our old comment. So how can we hold our old comment? It should be old comments and give us these replies. Okay, so we are spreading, we are adding, we are holding all the comments that we get from our database in a descending format in an array. That's why we spread it, and we add this information, these replies, because these replies also return as all the replies length in a reverse order. This will reverse all the array in a particular replies property. So what this replies actually giving, it is going each single comment, and it's going to reverse every single property that we find replies. If replies length is greater than 0, it means that we have multiple replies in each comment. Then we need to reverse all of them, because this replies property is actually an array, and we can reverse array. Okay, so we are gonna type check it. If the length is greater than 0, then we reverse it. Otherwise, we are not reversing it. So this is the logic, and we need to keep. And if we just console.log this replies, then you're gonna understand this much better. Okay, so why we're doing it, and we're gonna just console.log this new comments, what structure it gives, and we're gonna pass this new comment. Okay, what actually it does, if we refresh it. Okay, so now I think we should see all the comments. As you can see, the new comments. Okay, so these are the new comments that we are getting, and we need to see the replies. As you can see in the replies, we have these are the replies that we have. This is the second reply on the top because we reversed it, and this is an array of object. As you can see, replies is an array, and inside we have the object username, comment ID, and the actual reply created at an ID, its own ID. And this is our first reply, and this is our second, and this is on the top because we reversed it properly. So this is the thing that we are getting from this reply after reversing it. And now we need to spread that with our actual comment. Actual comment is this post ID where username is this, and then in the replies we have this object property. Because replies you cannot see it. If you want to see it, you need to just JSON down stringify replies, only then you can see this, because that's why it is showing us this object, because this comment has an object and this is inside an array, because this replies is an array. So we are getting all the replies. Now we should see this into our new comments. So let me check it out. As you can see, our second reply is on the top and our first reply on the bottom. If we add one more reply here, this is our third reply, simple. And as you can see, this is on the top. So we reversed it properly. So now we can just remove this thing. Okay, we need to remove it. So for that we need to go to our backend again. So let me close our client and go to comment controller, and let me add a, so to delete this feature we need to just copy this thing and paste it here. This should be delete reply. So for that we need to have the access to which reply we are deleting and which under which comment we are deleting. So here we need two data. First is reply ID we need, which is coming from the requested parameter reply ID, and the comment ID as well. So reply ID is important because which reply we are deleting, and comment ID is also important for that as well, which comment we are deleting. So that's why you need to write if comment ID and reply ID is there, then we're gonna remove it. So we don't need that, and we can just name it data, and we're gonna send data similarly. Okay, so first we need to build this function. First we're gonna find the comment properly and update, because this replies actually inside a comment, so we must have to access the comment model and find by ID and update some with property. And before that we pushed it. Now we need to pull. This is very simple, push, and you can do push all to remove everything from the array at a single time and pull it from only one object at a time from the array. So we are getting this comment ID using this, and in the replies here we are just accessing one more property, pull from replies, where we have a reply ID. Guess, let me just check it. And if we just go there, as you can see, we have a reply ID underscore ID. So we should be able to access that property inside the replies. So underscore ID, we can access this thing as well. While this ID is actually reply ID that is passed from the client. Okay, and this ID is actually the ID that we want to pull from the replies, and this is the ID that would be passed from the client side. As you can see, request.params.id, which should come from the request.params reply ID and comment ID. Both the things are needed if you want to remove this thing. Okay, and definitely this is an object ID, because replies has their unique underscore ID, which is actually the object ID that we must have to pass, and we need to pull this out from this replies. So what we are doing here, pulling this reply ID from this replies property, which is an array. Okay, if it is not array, if replies is not an array, we cannot do pull operations or push operation. And similarly, this new true, it is the necessary. And then we can pass new comment here, because now it is updated. It is updated with a data, and we pulled out this reply ID. So that's why we remove this reply ID. This is removed. Now we can remove this replies from the array. This is the way we can do this. And I think this should do the work just fine. And just delete reply. And we need to go to our routes. Here we're in the routes, we can copy this thing. And here it should be delete, because we are deleting this. We need two features. One is which comment ID we want to, and reply, and here to pass reply ID, comment ID / replies. I think if we just name it replies, it should be better, because if we just check in the front end, we are definitely going to the replies section. So that's why we need to go in each particular comment ID. We're going to reply section, and we need to get this reply ID so that we can delete this reply ID from this comment ID. So we are getting this total route, and it has two variable dynamic routing. It has two variable dynamic routing. Okay, so it is a multi-dependency dynamic routing. We need this dynamic ID from the reply ID and dynamic ID from the comment ID. And this is delete reply. So this thing we need, we can copy this whole thing and paste it into our client side as well. Okay, just save it, and in the client side here in the features, in the comments API, we need to paste this thing. I think this is for add reply, and then we need to delete a reply. And similarly, you can just add this, and this is delete reply. And we need two important data, which is comment ID and reply ID. Okay, and we comment /comment ID /replies. I guess it is this thing. We already got the comment. Then we go to replies /reply ID. Okay, so as you can see, the article code is very simple and straightforward. You just get this URL from the backend, and whatever the dependency you need, you just pass it from the request.params or from the client side. Okay, and based on that, you're gonna do all of your work. And it is delete request, and in the body we're not passing any data, so it should be empty because we're deleting it, we're not passing anything. And as you can see, this is a mutation, so we need to implement the tags again. Now here we're gonna export this and delete reply, use delete reply mutation so that we can delete it. And if we just close it out and go to our client side only, if you go to the pages, post detail, and each comment section, and here in this place we just added our reply. So this is for the add reply feature. Now we need to do it for the delete, so we just comment it out. This is for the add reply feature. Then we're gonna work with our delete reply feature. Here we can write it like this: use delete reply mutation. And okay, nice. And you can just remove it or keep it as a different name for delete loading, or this is for the, because this is for the delete feature, delete error. You cannot have two similar name. You rename it properly, otherwise these two name with contradict with each other. You need to give a proper name to this. And this is the feature that we need to relate to reply. If we go to the comments API, we can copy this thing, and this is the actual thing that we need here. And delete reply, this is the function, and we need to create one more function, delete reply. And here when we click on this should work, delete reply. And here we need to pass two things, which is comment ID that is coming from this comment underscore ID, and reply ID we need to pass, and that is coming from this reply ID. So how can we go and find this reply ID? Okay, so you cannot pass it like that. You cannot do this here. You need to just copy this out and go to our replies. Here we're gonna get this reply ID, and you just import this again, use delete reply and just call it. Okay, now it will work. And go to delete reply, just copy everything from here, because they are in different component. This comment reply is another component and replies is another component. As you can see, we just go to each comment as its reply and printed out all the replies. So that's why it is important to do. So here we're gonna get our reply feature and delete reply handler. So if we when you click on this button delete, this thing should fire, and we need to call this delete reply and pass our comment ID. We can get the comment ID from reply dot comment ID, because if we go to each reply, as you can see, we get the comment ID. So this is the property that we are accessing. So because each reply must have a comment ID, because this is the replies is the child of a comment ID, and we need to reference to this comment ID as well. So that's why we need to connect with this, so that we can get the comment ID inside a reply comment or reply component, we need to access this comment ID. Otherwise you cannot do this if you don't make a relationship with it. Okay, so that's why we need to access this important information. And then we need to pass the actual reply ID that would be coming from reply underscore ID. Okay, so now I think it will reply, it will delete the reply, and just copy this. So as you can see, we have a button here, delete, and here on click we're gonna call handle delete. I think you can copy this thing and paste it. Now I think it should delete. If we click on first one, it is deleted, second one, it is deleted. So if we add one more, this is fourth reply. Okay, beautiful. And even if you want to delete it, that's nice. So it works without any issues, and it's also deleted from here. If we just reload it, and this is the comment that we have one reply, this is fourth reply, and others replies are gone. Okay, so that is really beautiful. We add a comment on the first, this is reply on first comment. Okay, reply on first comment, it should also work. And this is second one. Okay, it is sorted again. So this sorting is really working so super fine, super beautiful. If you want to get all the code, you can get this from our this MERN this course here, from comment routes. You're gonna get all this code here. And also if we go to our controllers, I just have all the code that we want here. As you can see, these are all the really beautiful and well documented code that you can use in many applications, and you can get a full benefit of it. And it's well structured, proper way how to build this application properly. And so that's why I made this application, so that you can get the proper benefit of how to modularize your code, how to work with different components, and use your state management like a charm, like a boss, using the RTK query and Redux Toolkit. So all the thing is really jam-packed, and I think you guys know a lot of things in this particular video course. So till then, take care, bye bye. I'll see you in the next video with more awesome and beautiful content tomorrow.